Hi guys, my name is Kristen Lepianka and I am a mystery writer. My debut novel comes out on June 13th. It's called The Last Place You Look. And one of the best parts about being a mystery writer is all of the weird stuff I get to Google while doing research. One of those things is lockpicking because my main character, she's a private investigator named Roxanne Weary. She picks locks occasionally, and I wanted to make sure I knew how to accurately describe it. So I actually took a class about how to pick locks, and it was very interesting. It's harder than it looks, but it's a really interesting kind of the theory of how it works. So I'm going to explain. So you need two tools. You need a pick, which is this guy, also called a rake sometimes, and you need this, which is called a tension wrench. It looks like, an Allen wrench that you use to build IKEA furniture. But this is sort of what actually turns the lock, and without the turning mechanism, it won't open. So it's really important that you have both. So I have here a lock. This one is clear so that you can see what's going on. As you can see, it is locked. So the front of the lock, you've got your keyhole, and the way that a lock is built is it has this cylinder, which is what contains the keyhole, the cylinder here, and then you have these smaller cylinders coming down from the top. These are called pins, and they actually sit inside little holes in the top of the big cylinder, and because they're sitting inside the top of it, it can't turn. The pins are blocking it from turning. So the way that the key works, if you picture a key, it has like a jagged edge across the top. You put that in through the keyhole, and those different peaks and valleys in your key will push these pins up to different heights because you can see they're set at different heights already. So by putting the key into the cylinder, it pushes all of the pins up out of the cylinder above a line right here. It's called the shear line. And once those are out of the cylinder can turn freely, and then the lock can open. To pick a lock, you take the tension wrench and you place it in the bottom of the lock. And what we'll be doing is applying a little tiny bit of pressure to turn the cylinder in the direction that the key would turn it. Then we have this rake, which goes in the top of the lock. And what this does is it's going to sort of simulate the key pushing the pins out of the cylinder. So I'm going to be making a motion that's sort of like a digging motion that is pushing the pins up. And because I'm applying constant pressure, as soon as all the pins are above the shear line, the lock will open immediately. So that's how it works. Here we go. And there we go. But of course, most locks are not clear like this. Most of the time, you can't really see what's going on. So I will demonstrate with a lock that you cannot see into. Same deal, but opaque. Tension wrench into the bottom. Sometimes you'll want the tension wrench to go up, sometimes you want it to go down. It sort of depends on the lock. This one's pretty small, so I'm going to try it going up just to see how that works. And this one, only wanted a little bit of tension, so by applying too much tension, it won't open, so you have to sort of be mindful of that. I've got one more. This one's tough under fire. So, same deal. Tension wrench into the bottom of the lock. We've got the pick. This one's really tight. And you can feel the individual pins as you're doing this. It's kind of hard to describe, but like you can feel as each of them clicks out of the way. There we go. So that is how you do it. Tension wrench, applying pressure to turn the cylinder, and a pick to move the pins out of the cylinder so that it can turn freely. And it's really just basically all pin and tumbler locks, padlocks, doorknob locks, deadbolts. They all work the same way. It's just a matter of figuring out the placement of the individual pins inside the lock. And it's actually a lot of fun, so I recommend trying it. That's all. Bye.